This NFL preseason week 3 picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circus Sports. Circus Sports is giving away $14 million this NFL season. Sign up in Vegas and play from anywhere. Get all the info over at circusports.com. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app to get last minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed. Use promo code SGPN for $20 off. We're also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code DGen. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet, only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with code DGen.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner picks Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Can Bruce Pearl chime in on what we're about to do?
Smash!
Oh, I can't wait to smash the kiosk. Can't wait to smash. What are we smashing first?
Oh well,
craps, roulette. I mean, producer Josh kind of threw out craps or blackjack. I'm more of a start off with a little roulette, maybe. Smash that roulette wheel.
Yeah, we're gonna be smashing everything left and right over at Circus Sports. They're gonna be there for the weekend, Thursday to Saturday. If you're listening, hey, still a chance to come on out. And obviously, between now and the season kicks off, sign up for the Circa Million. Sign up for the Circa Survivor. $14 million in prizes up for grabs. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome ultimate sign up weekend. If you can't get out there, if you can't, there's still going to be time. Sign up in Vegas, play from anywhere, circusports.com for all the details. And of course, our Patreon as well. Awesome feedback so far. We got a college football pick'em going on for this week, and of course our NFL season long pick'em. Get in on that, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. $1,000 up for grabs. Kramer, I mean, we are going to talk preseason football. We do pick every NFL game against the spread.
We did fire some live rounds, so we have to be careful, rebalance ourselves for these preseason bullets, but little less weight to them, if you know what I mean. But boy, I feel like while picking games is kind of our thing, that we would be burying the lead today.
Oh yes.
Maybe we need to dim the lights, light a candle, and let's say just maybe a moment of silence for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual music is for Trey Lance. I mean,
X-Files
it's probably
music.
just
No, it's the X-Files.
the truthers are out there.
What if he went to a system that actually supported him?
What if they gave Trey Lance a chance? Won't you please give Trey Lance a chance?
Doesn't have any weapons around him. It's disgusting what this franchise has done. They don't put any draft capital on the field. No weapons. Debo, I mean, they got running backs playing wide receiver. They got wide receivers playing running back. If I hear one more person go out of their way to mention how Christian McCaffrey is different than other running backs, disgusting. Anyway, sorry, Trey Lance.
It's amazing too. I mean, a guy bet me $50 that Trey Lance would not be the third quarterback.
Weird bet.
It was a very specific bet. I bookmarked it on Twitter, and then as soon as the news breaks that Trey Lance is now officially, well, they didn't even say he's the third quarterback. They said they named Sam Darnold the second quarterback. They're exploring options for Trey Lance. I think Brandon Allen's going to end up being the third quarterback. I don't know what you do with Trey Lance. I mean, it's insane, Ryan. I know you've been. You said if like Joe Judge made this trade, he would be getting murdered.
Oh,
John Lynch is really getting off scot-free. It's pretty insane. I mean, what was their entire trade haul?
Didn't see this coming. Once again, let's remind people, you know how many people had less college snaps in the history of the NFL? How many quarterbacks came into the league with less college snaps Then Trey Lance,
3
in the first
round picks, and a third pick for what ends up being maybe a third string quarterback,
Sean,
maybe a fourth string quarterback.
Who could have known?
I mean, if they just, the thing is, if they didn't trade up, it would have been okay, fine. And then there was that whole thing where they traded up. They didn't know who they wanted to get. That thing smelled like bullshit from the very beginning. And I do think, Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. The advanced analytic guys talked him out of it. Cool. They got him in on Trey Lance.
He's got the franchise by the balls now. John, why does John, is it because he has all those media relationships from his previous employer? Why does John Lynch get a pass here? The team's good.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
I think it's just like, hey, they're good. Who cares? But imagine if they had those picks, those extra players, maybe they would have been able to beat the Eagles. Just kidding. Never were going to be able to beat the Eagles.
Well, now they have an emergency quarterback. His name's Trey Lance.
Yes. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, where does Trey Lance end up? Who is trading for Trey Lance? What do you think you could get for Trey Lance right now, Ryan?
I mean, I certainly think he could play in the USFL.
Birmingham. I mean, they just lost Alex Magoo backing up. He's going to be backing up Jordan Love or in the mix for that backup job. He would look good in Trey Lance would look good in a Stallions jersey. And I guess in his defense, he hasn't played that much football, but that's why you don't trade up and draft him that high.
I was getting to it,
and he has been unlucky with injuries, but also he looks really bad.
He clearly doesn't look good. And I mean, I think our theory about the Shanahan offense needing a high floor, not a high ceiling, maybe Trey, you're right. I've thought about this because I asked you the question. Someone will take a chance on him because he can throw the ball really far and he appears to be in shape. He appears to be a decent kid, but there has to be at some point the franchise knows something. Is he not a hard worker? Is he not logging into the iPad? Is he pulling a Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray situation?
They see him every day. Oh man, it was just so great. Just the one guy was trying to tell me before this happened that that the 40 he wouldn't concede that Miami won the trade. Like, what are you talking about? They have guys that are on the field. How can you say they didn't win the trade? Their guys are playing. It's insane. And the Trey Lance people are just so in on Trey Lance. I just don't understand why you'd be such a massive fan. I do understand. If you say to Trey Lance, like, hey, this guy needs a whole season as a starter to see what you truly have. I understand that argument, but no one says that argument. All they say is like, "Oh, he's awesome." Blah blah blah. Like, what tape are you pointing to? He's barely played. Tom Brady threw more passes last season than Trey Lance has his entire high school, college, and professional career.
It turns out that quarterback is a position that requires experience. And by the way, Sean, we were also screaming this when he came out. No one seemed to care, but he did play in the FCS.
Yeah, we're FCS gurus. We know what we're talking about.
He barely played in the FCS.
Check out the FCS. We talk about the FCS on our college football picks week 1 podcast. Hey, are you going to a game? Maybe you're going to a FCS game. Maybe we're gonna catch a little preseason action, sweat out some live bets. Game Time is the app you got to use. Browse through the Game Time app and talk about. I mean, it's pretty sweet when you browse through the Game Time app because there's a ton of events coming up. I'm dialed into SoFi Stadium. I got my lasers focused there. Because all these Rams fans are going to be unloading their tickets, and it's a great opportunity. Eagles play the Rams in SoFi, week 6 there. It's going to be an epic time. And what's great about Game Time is it's awesome for last second tickets. It's really a good opportunity. Football, obviously, they also got you covered for basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time has you covered. Head over to gametime.co. Use that promo code SGPN. Get $20 off signing up. Highly recommend the Game Time app. Yeah, let's go. Let's get some last second tickets. Lowest prices guaranteed. Promo code SGPN. Kramer, are we talking a little preseason football here?
You want to talk picks?
Yeah,
we done with Trey Lance?
Pretty good week on the slate. I mean, I'm looking. I of course did have the Ravens. I was gonna run that trend until it finally buckled.
As
it did.
You should.
You hit your lock of the Steelers. Steelers
So
are
easy.
quietly, not to spoil a potential lock spoiler, but the Steelers have become the new Ravens. I think they've won like 5 or 6 in a row, and they've looked sharp in general. They play some of their starters. They're a tough team to fade right now in the preseason. Ryan, and perfect transition because we start off with the Steelers at the Falcons. Your Falcons.
Well, and my Falcons hosting the Steelers, catching 4.5, and I think, looking through my notes here, basically I have my notepad. Star means you're trying, carrot means you're not trying, and what's this? Pittsburgh's trying.
Yeah,
Atlanta signaling that they're not trying in this game. So. But these spreads are getting out of control.
Well, they're not. They're not trying. Are they playing Desmond Ritter? Because playing Desmond Ritter to me is a sign you're not trying.
Not playing Desmond Ritter.
They aren't.
From what I understand, I don't quite understand it, but it does seem like Pittsburgh going for it.
Yeah.
Lines move though. Like a lot of these lines have moved from 3 to wherever they're sitting right now.
Pittsburgh is
you can't fade Pittsburgh at this
laying 4.5. They're a machine. I mean, obviously we're all on Pittsburgh, right?
Oh yeah, third string quarterback's Mason Rudolph.
Yeah,
I mean, let's go. That guy has.
He's a preseason god. Look out.
Been in some literal wars. I mean, remember when he used to battle it out with Duck Hodges or Hodgins, whatever his name was. All right, that was Thursday, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Sean, we're gonna be out in Vegas. I assume we'll have some paper tickets. This feels like a good parlay. Colts -4.5 against the Eagles. 5 p.m. West Coast kick. Note here, joint practice. Eagles won't be playing their starters. You probably know better than I do, but that was my scraping the Athletic.
And things got super chippy. I mean, there was, according to the beat reporters, it was like the biggest brawl they've ever seen in training camp history. Again,
really,
yeah, it's pretty epic. Battle.
Who started it?
It was Jason Kelsey. He took credit. He kind of
took credit.
He apologized for starting the fight. He said he kind of got it off with a cheap shot there.
Oh,
basically,
classic Eagles move.
Kenny Gainwell again was running with the first team. Got
interesting.
The Colts defenders a little extracurricular after the play. They got into it, and Kelsey answered for him. The place went nuts. They stormed the field. It was a crazy amount of fighting.
Coaches go at it. I know there's some bad blood there.
No, coaches did not go at it, from what I can tell. But I
always thought your flower thing was bullshit.
I don't know. This one's tough because.
Oh, aren't the starters playing? Doesn't that mean you like Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, but I think the Eagles are going to be fired up. Okay. And I don't know. Have you seen Anthony Richardson starting?
Yeah, I think
yes.
The Colts
okay, he is. Yeah, but again, is that
in preseason?
I think that's interesting for fantasy.
Eagles, I don't think are playing anyone that's locked on the roster. I think the Eagles.
It's going to be.
They're sitting their top
punt.
40.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a complete punt. The problem is.
Mariota sucks.
Mariota sucks. Tanner McKee has looked noticeably better than Mariota, and that's the thing. I think Tanner McKee might be able to backdoor this 4.5.
Someone's coming out of this weekend with a USFL starting gig in the spring. So one quarterback at least is going to play themselves into it. Maybe a starting XFL position. Who knows? Yeah, you got to lay the points here. Don't overthink it, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to go Indy -4.5. The Eagles have clearly punted on the preseason. The fact that Indy is playing Anthony Richardson.
And also, it seems that smarter teams are not. They seem to they would prefer to give their starters reps in the practice when they have full control.
Yeah,
and then rest them for the game. That seems to be the joint practice strategy for most of these guys. Maybe not the old school guys, but new school guys for sure. All right, Friday, 5 p.m. again.
But Philly's a home dog, Ryan. Look out!
Oh, really the crowd's going to be into it like they need to be for a home dog to matter. I don't think so. Come on, that's a ridiculous thing for you to say out loud. Friday, 5 p.m. Lions taking on the Panthers. A lot of teal or light blue colors gonna be running around this field. Carolina laying 4.5 here. Another story of a spread going from 3 to 4.5. And I think same kind of thing here. I think the rookie's gonna play. Bryce is gonna play, which begs the question: is that good or bad?
Yeah,
people seem to think it's going to be good. I'll say this: Wink calls out Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau destroys that first round tackle from last year in the Panthers.
Ike Ekwonu is strong.
He didn't look very good, and Bryce Young. I know there's some truthers out there, but they're not watching the preseason because I don't see what's so special about this kid. And I guarantee you, the size difference, he's getting hurt on a very routine tackle.
He is tiny. Didn't your daughter was one who pointed out?
It was
how
weird.
Small
she
he
goes,
was?
"Why is that guy so small?" And I go, "Wait till you see the Cowboys running back." But no, he's noticeably smaller. And we joke about Tua and Tua falling and hitting the ground the wrong way, but.
Bring up the Tua judo Photoshop producer Josh.
Doesn't it?
We just did our AFC's preview and stumbled upon a sweet Photoshop opportunity of Tua getting flipped in judo.
Does it not strike? Oh wow! I mean, his that's a concussion flip. It does it not strike you as the kind of situation where he's just gonna get like someone's gonna fall on him? It's gonna be like someone getting stuck under debris. And he's just going to snap a leg because some offensive lineman rolls up on him. He's just tiny. So yeah, you're taking the. I think you have to lay the points here. I think you have to follow. I think you have to follow the line movement a little bit. Maybe not be late to it like we are, but I think you have to follow. I think these first 3 games are signaling who's playing. I'm
going Detroit plus 4.5 because
I just don't think anyone's going to be playing. I think Carolina's rolling out most of their starters. I think that has to matter.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Carolina's figured out how to lose both these preseason games, even with their starters playing.
My snap fire on the under for Carolina is looking better and better.
I have, and we've been going through and doing our division previews, kind of adjusting things, etc. But again, I haven't seen anything from the Panthers so far that has made me question,
Frank Reich, great coach.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I think he, I don't know. I was kind of out on Frank Reich that last year in Indy. And again, we'll see what he does here with Bryce Young. But I think the Panthers have a real uphill battle for him.
Is there a coach that has had more excuses made for him than Frank Reich?
Oh yeah. Plenty. Jeff Fisher. And I think having Carson Wentz as your quarterback, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. I mean, we don't know how much of that was Frank Reich's fault.
Those are his guys.
Phillip Rivers was his guy.
Okay. Man of the cloth. He likes
and Matt Ryan.
He likes to reproduce and pray to God.
I think he was in like a weird situation where, again, kind of like the Saints, where they weren't so bad that they were going to totally start anew with a rookie quarterback. And he got kind of stuck there. This is a good test of who Frank Reich is as a coach.
I'll maybe it's going to take more than a year. All right. Friday night, 15 minutes later, 5:15 on the West Coast, New England laying 2 against the Tennessee Titans. This one's puzzling to me because the Patriots are always gimmicky, and I've seen nothing about what they plan to do here. You could argue that the delta between their starter and their third string isn't all that great. So maybe that's why they're favored. Meanwhile, Tennessee, from what I understand, Tannehill not playing.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Tannehill plays, but Malik Willis not looked amazing.
Will Levis, remember him?
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass with the mayonnaise. Like, talk about some shit that aged poorly. He's gonna have to work his ass off to overcome that mayonnaise bit.
I mean, they beat the Vikings 24-16, and it was just Malik Willis playing. It'll be interesting to see if Will Levis gets a little bit of a run, but Tajay Spears had a nice run. He broke off. I think this Titans team, them catching points here, I'll take it.
Oh, you're taking a dog here.
Yeah, I don't know. New England as a road favorite. I mean, I guess the concern is Malik Cunningham. He has been a guy that
slippery.
They want to get out there, and he's looked decent in preseason, putting up some good preseason tape. So New England laying 2, I think is I'm out on that. Give me Tennessee +2. I think Tennessee's.
I'm in. I'll join you.
Tennessee's been kind of frisky this preseason.
Do we tease this one? A lot of key.
I mean, they should have. They beat the Vikings by 8, and they should have beat the Bears. Again, if it wasn't for those couple crazy Bears broken play touchdowns to start things off, I think they would have been a decent shot. So
can't wait to see Zeke. That's really. I mean, I assume he's going to play. Not a starting asset by any means. You got to see what you got in Zeke. Get him out there. All right. And great food in Tennessee, so I assume he'll be well fed. 7 p.m. on the West Coast, Friday night. Chargers taking on the San Francisco 49ers, where the 49ers are laying 7.5. And because Brock Purdy's been so shitty in practice, the starters will be playing, and that's why the spread's 7.5. Meanwhile, the Chargers, I think they're going full Easton Stick mode.
Who had some bad
Electric.
fumbles. Didn't look super.
Can I tell you? He
super
looks
comfortable.
He looks like a spring league quarterback to me, Sean.
Oh yeah,
he might be the guy we circle. We could be talking about Easton Stick on the New Jersey Generals.
Richard Gertzberger saying Trey Lance, a New Orleans Saints player. That's my lock. I would go. I would, if I had to guess anywhere, I think he ends up with the Vikings.
Whoa.
They were sniffing around, I think, around draft time. So maybe they could scoop him up as like a quarterback of the future.
I just can't wait to start hearing the stories how no one had Trey Lance in their top 20. Like we're gonna find out that San Francisco is really just going.
Didn't have to trade up at all.
Trey Lance also a Minnesota kid.
Now this is interesting because according to Kyle Shanahan, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold will play in the second half. He wants Trey Lance to play.
Well, they want to.
However, we're taping this on Wednesday night, Ryan, and the game's what, Friday?
Yeah.
And Trey Lance, they gave him off from practice because of how he took the news of being named.
No, you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding
That's
at all.
a real
You didn't
story?
know that? Yeah. Kyle Shanahan excused him from practice based on his reaction.
Don't come back. If you need a day off to deal with getting benched, don't come back.
Well, and he
Just
might
don't.
not. He might not.
Right, you know what? Pause. I was at a high school volleyball game today, and one of my daughter's teammates, who doesn't play a ton, person who's in her spot playing a horrible game, coach is like, get out, like give me the other girl, and she's not ready to go in, and he's like, you know what? Get your ass back to the bench. She didn't get a day off to think about it.
I'm thinking the Chargers plus 7.5. You can't get me to lay 7.5 points, especially with the weirdness going on in the quarterback room. Again, Brock Purdy didn't look amazing.
This is an insane number.
Yeah, 7.5 for a preseason game. What are we doing here?
Are the Chargers really going to not try that hard? Trey Lance might try for them, right?
Yeah, and they have some rookies that have been playing well on defense. They've had a couple of flash moments. The Chargers, if you look at the Chargers,
should we get that? Maybe we like San Francisco in a teaser.
They did lose 34-7. Or no, they beat the Rams. What am I talking about? Yeah, they won 34-17, and then they lost by 5 points by the Saints. They've been playing their backups their entire time. And I think they've still looked pretty competent.
Yeah, worried that Staley's a young guy, but I'll take the points. But huge number, insanely large number, and also So, is it fair to say that Sam Darnold might be the most secure quarterback in the quarterback room right now? He's not throwing a dozen interceptions in training camp, that's for sure.
No, he's not. Ryan, we're questioning whether players are hungry. I know I'm hungry, and that's why it's exciting to be able to go home and eat a delicious Factor meal, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit that can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Again, all the times that I'm eating shitty is because I don't have time. And what's awesome about Factor, no prep meals, ready in just 2 minutes. The ultimate 2-minute drill. Listen to that, Ryan. Improvising, amazing copy on the spot. Must be because of how well fueled I am, thanks to Factor meals. And obviously, we got a sweet deal for you. When you use the code SGPN50 over at Factor Meals, you get 50% off. Head to factormeals.com/SGPN50 and use code SGPN50 to get 50% off. That's code SGPN50 at factormeals.com/SGPN50 to get 50% off.
Hut hike.
Let's go.
All right, Seattle, Green Bay. We're moving on to Saturday. They're tricking our body clocks here. A lot of games in the early window on Saturday, not Sunday. 10 a.m. on the West Coast. Seattle, Green Bay. Green Bay -3. I literally have no intel on these teams. I would say this, based on my watching of this Green Bay team in preseason. They're interesting. I think we were right to kind of raise our glasses to them or lower our glasses and look closer to be like, long shot.
We raised our glasses.
Well, we didn't cheers to them. Actually, we lowered our glasses to be like, what do we have going on here? Jordan Love, I don't think will be complete shit. Which, by the way, we talked about Trey Lance. We didn't actually mention Jordan Love has longer MVP odds than Trey Lance. Right? I'm not sure how that's even possible.
I mean,
Daniel Jones, same odds as Trey Lance. I don't know how that's
DraftKings code DGen, and clearly, there has been some rumbling about Jordan Love looking pretty sharp again. Early on in the process. We were like, it's tough to get behind this Green Bay team because of the questions at quarterback. This is a cornerback Darius Slay of the Eagles quote. I think Green Bay has a great quarterback on their hands with Jordan Love. So there does seem to be some hype brewing around.
Well, you know why everyone was thrown off this offseason? Because he took that horrible contract. That was like at the opposite of a bet on yourself contract.
Man, you're right. I forgot about that.
He took like the hedge your bet contract. Hey, you know what? I'll guarantee all the money. Now I don't want to. Yeah, I know.
It was the I don't believe in myself contract. It was very weird, and that threw me off. There's been some questions about the defense, but I kind of think I'm on the Packers here, and we'll get to it even more when we talk official NFC. Preview there, but Seattle, Ryan, they are 2-0 in the preseason. Of course, Green Bay, Matt LaFleur, they're 1-1 this year, 4-8 overall. Pete Carroll quietly has been hot and cold, whether he cares about preseason. 28-20, he is 2-0.
I was gonna say hot this year.
Well,
smoking.
Yeah, obviously they're 2-0, but they also had an injury to Jordan Addison that's really derailed them. Do you think they
Jackson
pull
Smith
back?
And Jigba.
Sorry, I will never get those two guys straight.
They're the same. I don't know if that. No, I don't think that matters. That's not going to affect their. You know what? I think at the end of the day, Pete Carroll's in that category. We may lose some, but if he's a dog, we got to take him.
Yeah, you're right. I like what I've seen out of Green Bay as far as confirming some of my plays for the regular season, but preseason I'm going Seattle +3 here.
Aaron Rodgers still going in the late 5th round of fantasy best ball drafts. That seems. I'm going to say it seems wrong. Another 10 a.m. kick here on the West Coast Saturday. Arizona taking on the Vikings. Vikings laying a point. New school coach. Minnesota not trying to do anything, but Arizona's so bad doesn't matter.
Yeah. That being said, I'm going Arizona +1. They're 1-1 in the preseason. Minnesota has not won a preseason.
No, they're not even coming close to trying either.
Kevin O'Connell does not want to. He's actively trying to lose preseason games.
He's very tall too. Some of the pictures of him on the sideline where it's like at eye level or field, like he's noticeably taller than most of his players. It's very strange. And he just looks like a tall drink of water, as they say. Must have been a lawn chair when he played. I have to imagine he was a mega lawn chair. But yeah, he's in the new school. He doesn't give a shit about preseason. All right,
I mean, we're both on Arizona, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty easy.
I think at this point, I'm just hard fading some of these teams that aren't trying to win.
Yeah,
mainly coaches. Cleveland, they're laying 2 against Kansas City. This is interesting.
Kansas City again, hot and cold, where Andy Reid 45-47 overall as a preseason head coach. And
Cleveland's playing their starters from what I understand.
First game, they have that heartbreaker loss to the Saints. And then last game, they did destroy the Cardinals 38-10. They left the first unit in for a little bit of time. It does sound like Deshaun Watson's going to play, right? Correct.
Yeah, we got Brad Ward in the chat too, saying 20 to 30 plays for the Browns starters. So yeah, I mean, lines up with what I'm saying. And from what I understand, the Chiefs will be no one will really be getting any.
Really, because I thought Mahomes, they said might get a
Mahomes
drive.
plays. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this correct that Mahomes has played in every preseason game for like 5 in a row or something like that? I thought I saw a nugget where it was like, that kind of blew me away, but it sounds like he'll play for a drive. Like you said, they'll come out, they'll stretch it out a little bit, and then that's that. Take the meaningful players like Kelsey, Richie James out of there, and let them go to work. You see, I make a Richie James joke, and you're not focused right now, Sean. We're going to Vegas tomorrow.
Richie James. I mean, he might be.
I was making a joke that he's going to come out with Mahomes when the starters come out after that first drive.
Oh yeah, Richie James is going to get some run.
You got to play the starters.
Cleveland -2 for sure, right?
Yeah, DTR. Is DTR still on the team, Sean?
I hope so.
He's getting some.
And producer Josh threw in a note of DTR second half, maybe get some live action with DTR.
100%. I hated that he started last game because you couldn't live bet it when he came in the game.
We'll have to wake up early to get the preseason bets in over at Circa.
Also, me trying to keep up with preseason football while doing draft day was another I mean, and a tie happened. You know how confusing that is when you're banging on best ball drafts all day and a tie happens. It doesn't make any sense. One more, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. Buffalo, Chicago, Bears laying a point here. I assume Buffalo. I don't have a note on Buffalo. Chicago will be rolling guys out there, not surprisingly.
Buffalo's, overall McDermott 13-7. But again, like last game, it was pretty clear they were not trying to win, and they were particularly sloppy. I mean, as far as
oh man, I'm gonna be so right.
A lot of penalties, a lot of just kind of out of sync.
Oh, I'm gonna be so right about that one, Sean.
And I don't know. Again, you try and find that balance.
How clean did that Giants offense look on that first drive? Meanwhile, in the team that actually plays in New York, as they'll remind you, yeah, I mean. Typically we would say you take McDermott. He's kind of in that bucket, but this Bears team, I have no idea what to think. What did they go last year in the preseason?
3-0, and then they're 1-1 this year so far under Eberflus.
Just means more. I don't have a handicap here, but
they're not going to be dumping the Gatorade. I'll just go
Bears.
Yeah, I'll go Bears because what I saw out of that Buffalo team last week, it wasn't a fired up Bears team at all.
I'm even throwing out lean jokes. We got to get these lasers focused. All right, Jets.
Who are you, Ryan? Corporate gambling? I did. I caught myself laughing. I was enjoying some gambling content, and someone emphatically said, "This is an absolute lean."
This is my favorite lean of the weekend. I'm like, Jesus Christ, make a bet.
Maybe we need to give out a lean of the weekend, Ryan. Get a sweet Leaning Tower pizza graphic.
Oh, I think we could. Yeah, I like where this is going. I think I could have some fun with a weekly lean. Maybe not football related. Jets taking on the Giants. This game does matter. Players seem to get up for it, but the Giants aren't trying to do anything. And Aaron Rodgers. I think the Jets offense. They, your Jets, Sean. They need some time. Get the offensive line out there. Give Aaron some reps. Yeah. Aaron apparently going to be playing a bit.
Yep.
Our hero getting a little preseason work. That's how happy he is to be with the Jets. He's willing to play in the preseason.
Saleh didn't want first time he experiences MetLife, aka Jet Life Stadium, to be Monday night, September 11th.
Wow. Yeah, you have to take the Jets here.
Yeah,
Giants aren't trying to win games.
Oh well, it does seem like the crowd will be fired up. I think the crowd there will be a primarily Jet crowd.
Dable's smart. He's going to let the Jets win. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's not much to be gained by playing your starters. There's a fine line, I guess, maybe a little bit, but
well, they play each other October 29th in a game that actually matters. So I have a feeling Dable will save it for then. And every day that Buffalo wavers with McDermott at the helm, McDermott's like that captain who's just he's cracked another whatever upper he likes, and he's really starting to lose control. Yeah, so I guess we're taking the Jets. I'll fade the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, again, Giants don't seem super interested in winning, and the fact that they're trotting out Aaron Rodgers, if you're listening to the preseason, they are Hard Knocks. It did seem like they were trying to win.
Although
that game at the end there, 4.5 is a big number in any preseason game.
I will be tuning in to watch Hard Knocks if Tommy DeVito has an epic game, just to see how they cover it.
Well, Ryan, are you going to be drafting Tommy DeVito in Underdog Fantasy in your best ball lineups?
Absolutely not.
Because you have 58% shares.
No, that's not true.
Give people the updated
that's not true.
best ball share percentage.
So we watched the game tape. We collected some feedback, and all right, top exposure, all players. Daniel Jones 46.5%. This is 101 best ball mania 5 teams. Got slow drafts wrapping up. Number 2, Darren Waller 32.7%. Number 3, Darius Slayton 31.7%.
Remember, people, I'm the homer.
Smooches.
Again, Ryan and myself are competing. $15 million in prizes up for grabs in the Underdog Best Ball Mania tournament. $3 million up for grabs, the first place. Head over to underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store. Sign up with promo code SGPN. Get your first deposit doubled up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Essentially, you deposit $100, you get $100 for free shots at the Best Ball Mania tournament. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Kramer, home stretch here.
Well, I was going to give you not only is Kenny Gainwell in my top 5, obviously Barkley in my top 5, but 2 Atlanta Falcons, both Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson.
I'm with you on the Tyler Algier because even just watching the preseason game, like he looks like their number 1 running back.
He's good
as far as handling the carries. I think he's going to get goal line.
He's going to run for 1,000.
I mean, the week 1 DFS, I think he's a pretty good play against that Carolina.
That's the week to snap it, right? Well, no one would dare play it because especially when he has these notes like looking at reduced role. Yeah. All right, 3:05 on the West Coast. We got still on Saturday, full day of football on Saturday. Warn your spouse. Cincinnati taking on the Washington Commanders for now, -4.5 for the Washington football team. Again, this was another one of those games that opened 3 has moved due to news. Essentially, Sam Howell and the boys going to get some reps. If I'm a football team fan, I'm a little concerned about the Terry McLaurin turf toe. Anytime I hear turf toe, Sean, it's trouble. And as a fan of a rival fan, I like it because Terry McLaurin's really good. And so if this is going to bog him down, bums me out a little bit from a fantasy perspective, but I love it from a real life perspective. So I don't, but the Bengals don't do shit either here. So I don't really know what to think. This is a very difficult handicap.
Oh, for me, Ryan, they dumped the Gatorade. They were celebrating a preseason win. What are we talking about?
They played the starters deep. They're going to do the same thing again.
This is an auto fade.
Oh, I'm gonna zig the zig.
Really? You're going Washington?
Yeah. If you're willing to play your starters through a half, I mean, you're probably doing the same.
But I think that was their big win. That was hey, it's a different Josh Harris. Things are different here in Commander Country. I think that was it. They shot their wad.
By the way,
they're not going to get up for this Bengals game.
I don't know how. I'm not going to.
Zach Taylor is horrible in the preseason, but I'm still going to take him +4.
I'm not here to make fun of another man's handshake, but I've never seen a billionaire with a dead fish handshake like that.
It was so weird. He looked like a guy who just had never shaken a hand before.
How does he do deals? How does he do anything?
Yeah.
I mean. Strange. He survived the city of Philadelphia. Very strange. Baltimore, that team we just talked about. It's bounce back time. Ravens. They're heading to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks laying a point here. I don't have intel. I assume Baker, like just because you named Baker the starter doesn't mean you sit him down here. So I assume the Bucks are going to play their guys a little bit. I don't have any intel on what Harbaugh is going to do. He's probably really pissed. They probably ran hills. They did some sprints. I'd imagine they'll bounce back in decent fashion. But now that the streak's over,
do they care?
I can't. Maybe he was only caring because
it was a streak.
Sees all these younger coaches around doing the right thing, not caring about winning these games because you have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
give me Tampa -1 point.
Really?
Yeah.
Kyle Trask has had some moments, but again, I'm just going to default back to Baltimore having, decent quarterback depth, even if they don't play Lamar Jackson.
When's the last time you could get the Ravens?
You are getting the Baltimore Ravens as an underdog. This is an amazing opportunity.
Good luck. That's it. The streak's over. They don't care. The bubble burst. Another 4 p.m. game on the West Coast. The Dolphins heading to Jacksonville. Little battle of Florida here. Jacksonville laying 6. Holy shit. Well, we've seen McDaniel. That man does not give a fuck about winning preseason games. He's there for the vibes. He's there to hang out with his teammates and do the opposite.
Smoking about weed.
He basically is like, what's Sean Payton? Well, besides the weed thing, what's Sean Payton doing? I want the opposite. That's his vibe.
But again, this is 6 points we're talking about, right?
Oh, here we go. You and the points.
They won 28. We had the similar handicap of them against the Texans.
I know.
And they blew the Texans out 28-3. I was pointing out how
Texans maybe not that good.
Skylar Thompson, normally is pretty good, and he balled out. Wow. Granted, a preseason game. They're even playing Tua last week. He was 5 for 7 and threw an interception. Mike White, 0 for 0. I don't know how he got it. Maybe they just had him kneel the ball. Skylar Thompson though, 15 of 22, 157, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
I'd say Skylar Thompson in competition with Mason Rudolph for top 3rd string quarterback in the league. I'll throw DTR in there too.
And you're
maybe Tommy DeVito too.
I think Skylar Thompson could cover this number by himself, and I think the Miami Dolphins are a live dog. Give me the Miami Dolphins +6, Ryan.
I think the world needs our 3rd string quarterback rankings.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh no, sorry, emergency quarterback rankings. Do the I'm curious to see who the Niners will designate. I'm with you. Give me the points. I wouldn't do this because I think Jacksonville is going to try, and I don't think I've watched Mike McDaniel not give a fuck. But I guess I'll take the points. Maybe tease it up to 12. A lot of key values there.
A lot of sharp teases to be had week 4 preseason /3.
Oh, week 3, 4. Who's counting? Another Saturday game, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. The Vegas Raiders take to the road to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys catching 5 points here. I mean, at this point, you can't fade Aiden O'Connell.
No, and clearly
fucking Joe Montana of the preseason.
Josh McDaniels,
Slaughter Saturdays of the preseason.
Josh McDaniels on a 6-0 run here in the preseason, and we're fading the Cowboys.
Oh,
Raiders all the way.
Ding.
It's easy money.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. Has he had a preseason chat with ownership yet? Do we have any intel on that? Any closed door meetings with him and Mark Davis? I can't imagine he makes the season. It just seems like this is going to go bad before it gets better.
Yeah.
6 p.m. on the West Coast. The Rams taking on our Denver Broncos. Broncos laying 6 here at elevation. Rams, who can tell what McVay is going to do? Probably not give a shit. But man, Denver just sucks. Denver just fucking sucks. But they're playing their starters.
Yeah. They're 0-2 though, playing their starters.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I the Rams may mess around and win this game. I'm with you.
You're the man.
Yeah, you are.
We need that drop.
It's smoking my weed.
That needs to be an audio drop.
We'll get that on the board. But yeah, I mean, the Broncos have not looked good this season in the preseason. Again, they're a weird team to handicap because they've just they did lose a heartbreaker to the Cardinals 18-17.
Cardinals might have the worst roster in the NFL.
Both their losses are by 1 point. They had the 49ers crazy comeback and then the Cardinals crazy.
Yeah, and they're
comeback.
laying 6.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
All right, Sunday night football. 5 p.m. on the West Coast. The Houston Texans taking on the New Orleans Saints. Trey Lance not playing this one yet. Saints laying 3.5 again. The Saints seem to be once again. I do not understand the hype on the Saints. I don't understand why all of a sudden people think Juwan Johnson's going to be this top 5 tight end. I don't understand why people are like, yeah, this is Michael Thomas going to be healthy all year. And I don't understand why they need all these fucking running backs. This is a preseason game. I have to take my Texans, right? They have to show me something. I can't take the Saints. I don't know why. I from what I gathered of their practice reports, that it seemed like they're going to play some people. But
yeah, I'm going. Saints beat the Chargers 22-17. Then they barely eked out that fucking win against the Chiefs. 3.5. I mean, the Texans have been a horrible preseason team, Ryan. They've been horrible.
Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
I mean, have they scored a touchdown? Oh yeah, they did win 20-9 and then they lost 28-3. But none of their offense has looked consistent at all. Yeah, New Orleans.
I'm worried. I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah. You should be worried about your Texans, Ryan. They're not looking great.
I haven't put enough teams. I'll be fine. You want to lock it up?
Time for the lock, dog, and money line round robin. Let's go. What do we got here, Kramer?
Oh, well, I mean, I typically don't like to put the Thursday stuff on here, but give me the Steelers. Okay. Obviously.
Pittsburgh -4.5.
Oh yeah. And then this is going to seem silly, I think, but give me the Browns. They're playing their starters for way too long to find a way to blow this one. And they have DTR.
Money line round robin. What do you got?
I mean, I guess I'll just chuck these big. It's preseason. We shouldn't have 7.5 point spread, so we'll throw the Chargers in there. We shouldn't have a 6. I mean, I guess I'll just throw Miami, Rams, Chargers. Let's go. We'll go warm weather money line round robin.
The preseason specialty.
Oh. It just feels gross.
All right, for me, lock. Give me Arizona +1. Minnesota's actively trying to lose every preseason game. Pittsburgh -4.5 as well.
Don't watch the Arizona game.
For my round robin money line, give me Cincinnati fading the Super Bowl win by the Washington Commanders.
Wow. Total Gatorade narrative.
Give me also the Tennessee Titans plus smaller money line, but I like that price. And then close it out with your Los Angeles Rams on the money line. Producer Josh's locks are Indy -4.5, Cleveland -2. His round robin money line: Miami, Detroit, Baltimore. And yeah, we're looking good to go.
I'll see you at the. I don't know. I was putting it on the tee for you to finish with something.
I'll see you in the winner circle, Ryan.
At the ticket window.
At the ticket window.
Sign up window.
We'll be the next time you hear our voice. We'll be coming to you from the Circa Las Vegas. Going to be a awesome ultimate sign up weekend. And again, smash that subscribe button. Go through a catalog. We got a ton of great podcasts, the 32 NFL team previews. We already got some of our division previews as well. Week 0 college football picks podcasts and the bonus Sports Gambling Podcast stories episode for the patrons. Just head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Next time we pick an NFL game, Sean, it's going to matter.
Kramer. Let it ride.